Hello and welcome to Cooking with Sideswipe. Now, I am a very professionally trained chef, so anything done in this video, do not try at home, young Autobots and Decepticons. Okay, so, to begin, the first thing we're going to cook, or the only thing we're going to cook on this episode, is going to be pork chop. So, first what you do, you lay it down on its side, and then you take your right hand sword, and then you simply cut the head off, like so. Okay, so now that we've got the head of the pig removed, you could then save that or discard it. We're not going to need that. And then what we're going to do, we're going to want to turn it around and cut the pig into slices. Okay, so now that we have the pig cut up, you're going to want to either save or discard the legs, because we're not going to need them for this project. Okay, so now that you've got your slices, you're going to want to tenderize them. So first, you're going to want to lay out your meat like so. And you could also put down your right hand blade for now. Okay, so now that we have all our meat prepped, we're going to want to tenderize it. So what you're gonna want to do is get out one of your blasters, and then once you got one of your blasters, you could then use the barrels and kind of just start gently beating the meat, or depending on how tenderized you like your meat, you'd either beat it gently or beat it harder. Okay, so normally the tenderizing takes a while, especially when you're using a gun. So I'm just going to skip past all of the tenderizing, and then I'll cut to you once I get to the cooking. Okay, now that our meat is tenderized, we can now put our gun away, and we shall now start cooking. Okay, so normally most people cook pork chops. Well, I don't really know, but the way that we're going to be cooking our pork chops today is by cooking it in this Energon storage capsule. So what you do is that you gently take your meat, put it inside the storage capsule. Now, young Autobots and Decepticons out there, I want you to know that these storage capsules get very hot, so be careful and make sure that it is off when handling food or energon with inside it, okay? And then, once you get all your meat in, you could then close it up and let it cook. Okay. Now, you're going to have to wait a couple. Now, this does take a couple minutes, sometimes even hours. Well, it shouldn't take that long, but the longest it's ever taken was like about an hour or so, but just make sure that there's going to be a bit of waiting. So, while this is cooking, we could go, I don't know, I'm going to watch latest Transformer series. Are you tired after a long day of busy work? Yes? Then I know just what you need. You need the Energon Cube. It allows you to keep nice and energized throughout the entire day with no crash. I've never wanted to run around the entire world before in my entire life, but now I could do it all with just the Energon Cube. Okay. If you want to get your Energon Cube today, then dial 1-800-ENERGON-CUBE. That is 1-800-ENERGON-CUBE. Now, if you order in the next 10 minutes, I will double a second Energon Cube. That's right, a second Energon Cube. That, again, is 1-800-ENERGON-CUBE. Get your Energon Cube today. Side effects may include diarrhea, constipation, vomiting, nausea, dizziness, depression.
What?
You do not take if you are under 18 years old. Do not take if you are over 55 years old. If you plan on having children in the future, do not take, because this will harm your body if you use the wrong way. Do not overdose when using this product. Do not underdose when taking this product. Make sure that when you are taking this, when you're using this product, that you're using it in a well-ventilated area.
Hey,
and
what?
make sure
What's going
that after
on?
taking it,
Hey.
that you drink 1 full cup of water and have 1 glass of milk.
effects?
Make sure that when you are taking this product, that you do not want to overdose or underdose.
man.
If you have type 1 diabetes, do not take it. If you have type 2 diabetes,
I'd like
do not
a
take it.
refund,
If you have
please.
you have stage 1,
Call or go online to order. You must be 18 years or older to order.
Okay, so after waiting a little while, or in my case, watching reruns of the G1 cartoon, you can now take your meat out. Sorry. You can now take your meat out. And depending on how well you cooked it, it's either going to be nice and cooked or nice and tenderized. So let's see how our meat is doing. It is looking and smelling pretty good. Okay, so now that our meat is done cooking, we can now take it out. Now, young Autobots and Decepticons out there, I would again say that an Energon storage capsule gets really hot, so be very careful. Make sure that you have a matured Autobot and or Decepticon with you when cooking. Okay, so a good idea for trying to get your meat out of your capsule is by using a blade or some sort of like axe tool or something. But now that we have this, we go and get our meat out. This meat is looking and smelling pretty good. Then once you get your meat out, you could put you could then put seasoning and whatever kind of toppings and or condiments you want to put on it. And then once you plate it up, you should be good to go. I will come back to you once I plate everything up and get everything looking nice. Okay, so here's the final result. It is looking very delicious right now, and I'm actually trying to resist eating it right now, but we could take a look at it right now. So this first pork chop I've just decided to display with some some seasoning on the side. So this has been Cooking with Sideswipe. I hope you have enjoyed, and make sure you tune in for next week's episode, if we end up doing another episode. This food's looking real good. Nobody's looking.